Hello everyone, I'm the Walrusclown, and I'll review anything. It may be a cartoon, a comic, or a movie. You don't know, and finding out is half the fun. Today we're taking a look at the most famous of the Hanna-Barbera superheroes, Space Ghost, in his first cartoon, Space Ghost and Dino Boy. See you after the intro. Space Ghost and Dino Boy originally aired in 1966, and like the Birdman cartoon, started by having 2 episodes of Space Ghost with an episode of Dino Boy in the Lost Valley sandwiched between, until about episode 18 when Dino Boy got the boot and was replaced with another episode of Space Ghost. Seeing as the Dino Boy series was so much shorter, I'll be reviewing them first. The story of Dino Boy, whom his real name is never told to us, is that he jumped out of a crashing plane and landed in the middle of a forgotten land with long-extinct animals, like the T-Rex and Smilodon. After landing, a Smilodon attacks him. He's saved by Ugg the Caveman, and Ugg becomes the boy's caretaker in the danger-filled land. Every episode was about the dangers they would get into. Everything from giant insects to feral tribes catching people to sacrifice to their god idol. Hell, there was even an episode where they escaped captivity from a group of vampire monsters. One aspect of the show that got my attention as a child watching the reruns on Cartoon Network during the 90s were the animal sidekicks. There was Bronte the Sauropod, whom appears in every episode, and Tusko the Mammoth, who showed up infrequently. And I'm going to have to call bullshit on one of the fight scenes involving Tusko. In the episode, The Rock Pygmies, you see Tusko angrily prancing around like a mad deer after the villain of the day. But mammoths and other such pachydermous life forms like elephants and mastodons are biologically incapable of such locomotion, and you're about to find out why. Now, an educational moment from the Bottomless. Here's your fact of the day. Elephants, mammoths, mastodons, and other such pachyderms throughout the fossil record can't jump. It's that simple. Their weight simply won't allow it, and in fact, don't like having more than 1 foot off the ground at a time, and are so heavy that they're the only group of mammals to evolve an extra set of kneecaps in their front legs to help them deal with their weight. This has been an educational moment from the Bottomless. While not as well written as its sister show, it was fun while it lasted as long as my brain was turned off. Let's see if the same can be said for Space Ghost. Space Ghost, by far the most famous of the Hanna-Barbera superheroes, was an episodic show about the exploits of the titular Space Ghost, his 2 wards, the twins Jan and Jace, and their animal sidekick, Blip the host-sharing monkey. As far as what powers they had were concerned, Space Ghost himself had wristbands that shot various energy beams of various effects, and the 4 of them had the ability to fly and had the ability to become invisible. Unlike his contemporary Birdman, Space Ghost had a cast of reoccurring villains. The Metallic Metallo, whose Conquer the Galaxy gimmick is to use robots. The Creature King, whose Conquer the Galaxy gimmick is to use an army of monstrous beasts. Or by far the most famous 2, Brack, whom was a galaxy-conquering space pirate, and Zorak, who was constantly trying to get revenge on Space Ghost for stopping him from conquering the galaxy, among with many, many more famous cartoon villains that I don't have the time to go into here. And yes, while not as overt as it was in Birdman, there is a formula of sorts, most of whom involve the twins stumbling into the villain's plot and calling Space Ghost after getting caught. And as the villain roll call above has indicated, almost all of them try to conquer the galaxy. And again, while it doesn't happen in every episode, the Space Ghost villains have a bad habit of losing because they underestimate the animal sidekick.
After careful analysis of your many battles, I've concluded that the bulk of your victories are from everyone underestimating that monkey. But I, the great and powerful Monger the Fish, will assure my victory by taking care of him, by luring him into my disintegration chamber with this monkey bread.
Unlike Birdman, Space Ghost was a bit more morally ambiguous. While he never actually killed anyone and was on the side of good 100% of the time, there was more than one occasion where irony caused the villain to be imperiled by his own monster deadly trap, and Space Ghost just left them to their doom without saving them. But when this happened, I felt it was more than deserved. For example, the villain, the Collector, would shrink beings down to 6 inches high, Then watch with the light as they tried to get away from his demon, bat, spider, cat thing. Karma set in and the collector got shrunk and his cat, bat, spider, demon thing starts chasing him. Then we cut to Space Ghost with the twins making a pun about how he probably got killed. Space Ghost, like Birdman and the Dino Boy segments, was very much a product of its time, but I found it to be very watchable, and like Birdman, I think it would be a good show to do a modern reboot of. Take the beginning teaser for Batman Brave and the Bold, bold beginnings where Batman teams up with Space Ghost to beat the Creature King, take out Batman, and there's your fucking pilot! Make it happen, Cartoon Network! I'm the Walrusclown, and I don't normally do this, but Space Ghost had a reboot during the 80s. So that's next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time!